It has happened. Timo Meier, you are a New Jersey Devil. Wow, what a trade. Okay, this is kind of a trade that has been brewing all day. It was pretty early today that it was announced that Timo Meier was going to be traded to the New Jersey Devils, but we just didn't have all of the pieces. I recorded a video earlier today, and even by then, there wasn't a single piece mentioned going back to the Sharks. But as of literally 3 to 4 minutes ago, they have finally announced the trade. I want to break it down and go through it and see which team wins. I might have a different opinion than some of you guys, which I think is going to be really cool. Obviously, I want to hear what you guys have to say about the trade, so feel free to comment down below if you like the trade, if you don't like the trade. Let me know everything. Also, I plan on uploading a lot of hockey content towards the trade deadline, both about hockey jerseys, which I love, and about just trades in general. I'm focusing more on content that I want to make here on the channel and not necessarily just focusing on a certain niche. I'm kind of trying to broaden my content, whether it does good or bad on the channel. So with that said, let's break down the trade. Okay, you guys, I'm interrupting the video. I was literally just editing this video and the real trade came out. What I was talking about in the video was the real trade isn't. Majority of what I talked about though still absolutely is legit. So I'm going to keep the rest of the video, but I will have a new thing on the screen here. So when I read what the Devils got, it's actually a little bit different, and same with what the Sharks got. A lot of the pieces are the same, so I'm going to quickly say it now. So the San Jose Sharks got a 2023 first, a 2024 conditional first. It becomes a second round pick, I believe, if the New Jersey Devils don't make the conference finals. If they do, then it becomes a first round pick next year. Shakir Mukhamaldin, Fabian Zetterlund, Nikita, don't know how to pronounce his name, and Andreas Johansson, and a 7th round pick in 2024. And then the Devils get Timo Meier, Scott Harrington, and tons of prospects, and a Colorado's 2024 5th. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about pretty much the 2 firsts that the Sharks can get and the prospects they got, and then Timo Meier going to the New Jersey Devils. I think all those prospects the Devils got are okay, but I don't really think it's anything crazy. So I'm going to keep the video. You guys can keep watching. It's still relevant. So yeah, thank you guys. So I kind of like this trade, honestly, for both teams a little bit. Obviously, teams knew that San Jose Sharks didn't necessarily want to sign Timo Meier, so they wanted to trade him. So that instantly, in my opinion, put the Sharks kind of at a little bit of a disadvantage. They didn't want to keep this guy. They want to rebuild. They want to get some pieces. Instantly, they lose a little bit of leverage when it comes to a trade. Obviously, they still could have kept him, could have re-signed him, so they had a little bit of leverage, but they lost just a tad. As far as the Devils go, they have so many prospects and young players that, in my opinion, of the 4 they gave up here, or the 4 players they gave up here, the best case scenario if you're a Devils fan, the fact that Dawson Mercer wasn't traded, Luke Hughes wasn't traded, you didn't have Alexander Holtz traded, that's absolutely huge as well. Like, in my opinion, the Devils kept their top prospects and then traded like their, I would say, maybe B tier or A minus tier kind of prospects. They did not trade their A or A plus tier prospects, in my opinion. This is like an A minus, B plus area prospect pool that they are trading from right now, which in my opinion is perfect for them. They've already proven that they're kind of a good team that can make the playoffs. So why not add a 26-year-old Timo Meier who's ready to play now and is willing to play now? Like, that's the difference. Like, they're not waiting for these guys to develop. Timo Meier's 26 years old. That's young. That fits their core that they already have on this team. Why not get him? Sign him. Hopefully they sign him. That's a big thing too. And then just see what happens. Like, he's really good. He's young. He literally fits their time frame perfectly. So I really like this trade for the New Jersey Devils. As far as the San Jose Sharks, I think they got some good pieces back, and we'll talk about it here. Let's talk about some of the players they got. Fabian Zetterlund. So I had to do some research on this guy because I knew about him, but I never really knew about him, if that makes sense. He's 23 years old, 5'11", 220, so he's very short, but a big dude. Like 220 pounds at 5'11 is big. He's just a big dude. He currently is playing up in the NHL. He's got 20 points in 45 games for the New Jersey Devils. Actually, not bad for a 23-year-old. You can tell this guy's kind of up and coming. They drafted him 3rd round, 63rd overall in the 2017 draft. That's a crazy value there. The guy obviously seems to be playing pretty well in New Jersey this year. Last year, he only played 14 games, but he had 8 points. So he's kind of coming into his own and starting to find his groove. So hopefully that he wasn't just finding his groove on a good New Jersey team. Hopefully he can translate that over to the San Jose Sharks. Next up, this Nikita dude, who I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. He also isn't as young as I thought. He's definitely young, but not as young as I thought. So they got a 23-year-old in Zetterland, and then they got a 22-year-old here. He's a defenseman, 6'1", 185 pounds, shoots left. They drafted him second round, 61st overall in the 2019 draft. He did play a couple games in the NHL. He's played 10 games. He only had 1 point. But in the AHL, he's playing for the Utica Comets. He's got in 20 games, he has 6 points. He seems to be good defensively, is my guess, because in the AHL, he only has 6 points, but he's got a 0 plus minus. So it's not like he's getting tons of points to like keep his plus minus at 0. He's only let in 6 goals against while he's on the ice, which is actually quite impressive if you think about it. So he must be a kind of shutdown defenseman. I don't know this guy very well, but judging by that stat, that must be the case, because even in the NHL, he was a +1 in 10 games. That means, and he only had 1 point, which means he didn't let in a single goal against when he was in the NHL for 10 games. I mean, that's pretty promising, to be honest. Luke Hamilton is playing in the KHL. He's played 67 games and has 25 points. That's not too bad, to be honest. That's not too shabby. The guy seems to be, he's 21 years of age. So the San Jose Sharks got a 21-year-old, 22, and 23-year-old. What's interesting about that is, in my opinion, the San Jose Sharks are kind of on a long rebuild. So it's very interesting to me that they're taking early 20-year-olds instead of late teens. I guess, obviously, the New Jersey Devils didn't want to give up any late teens. But in my opinion, by time the San Jose Sharks are good, these guys are going to be ready to go. They're going to be mid-20s, 25, 26, 27 years old. They're going to be ready to go and gearing to win some games. Hopefully the San Jose Sharks are kind of in that prime position at the same time these guys are. So my thoughts on the trade initially was that the New Jersey Devils won. And if I'm going to be honest, I still think they kind of a little bit won. Like if I was to put it in percentage on which team kind of got the better end of the deal, is assuming Timo Meier re-signs in New Jersey, I'm going 60-40 for the Devils, if that makes any sense. I just think the Sharks should have got less back. Like they got 4 pieces. They got 2 first-round picks and 4 players. I think they should have got less back in return, but got kind of a higher player, a more elite player, one of those A-plus prospects that the Devils have. If they could have landed one of those with, let's say, one of those and, say, a first-round pick instead of 4 players, then I think that's a way better haul in my opinion, and you just guarantee yourself an absolute elite player. Right now you have yourself some top 6, maybe top 4 defensemen type range, where obviously they're kind of older in the fact that 21, 22, 23, where they maybe won't blossom. Like you kind of are starting to see where they're developing to. I don't know if this makes any sense. Just my opinion as the Sharks, I think they should have got for more elite, more actual solidified elite talent instead of just more. They should have got less that's better than more that's like just not as good. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if that does. But comment down below your guys' opinions. What do you guys think about this trade? Who do you think won this trade? To me, like I said, realistically, it's about 50-50. I think both teams did walk away with this with a good trade. Do I think the Sharks could have got a little bit more? Should they have tried to? Yes, and maybe they did try to. But at the end of the day, they knew they weren't going to re-sign him. They got a good haul, in my opinion. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Like the video if you enjoyed. I'll talk to you in the next one.